third and long. Sing this song 'cause it's third and long. And now to your hosts, Tony Hunt, Andy Benedict, and Jesse Logan.
Hola, amigos! Hello, we are back. Welcome to episode 8 of Third and Long. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, throw it all together. We're back and doing it again. This is going to be our last episode before we all go on hiatus for the holiday season. I am Tony Hunt. I'm going to keep this train hopefully on the tracks. I usually steer it off, but we'll bring it back. We'll keep it going for you guys. As always, I'm joined by my good friends, Andrew Benedict the Fourth, and also Jesse, not to be confused with Jimmy Logan. We're gonna take a ride through college football this week with bowl season among us. Sorry, I've had a few drinks. I'm a little nervous. We've got a special guest with us tonight, as you guys can see down there at the bottom. So before we do go any further, I've got to stop there, and I've got to introduce our new face there at the bottom. He's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of this show. He bleeds green and gold. Mr. Jay Lockett, welcome to Third and Long, buddy. Welcome.
So happy to be here. I appreciate you guys so much. It's been so long since we've all seen each other. I just can't wait. Half of this feels like I just want to kind of catch up and say, what the heck have you guys been up to? How is everybody?
Yeah, man, that's what I was going to say. Things are good here. I mean, we're all still working together. You're the only outlier who disappeared.
Sure, fair enough.
But we've left the Rough Riders, thank God. You know, we've all moved on.
Right.
But what are you doing now? Fill us in, because it has been a while since we've connected.
Fair enough. So, obviously, you and me and Jesse worked together. And
That's
then
right.
I met Andy, I guess, after I quit working at the Rough Riders.
You and I worked together. We went out on sales calls together. I rode in your car 2 sales calls together.
No.
Jay, that was before you got there.
No, 100% for a fact. You pitched one of my clients in a meeting face to face.
No, Jay pitched for Baylor.
Yeah, Baylor, lefty.
Yeah, he threw baseball.
I understand.
Yeah,
He played
baseball.
for
You
Baylor.
and I,
Yes.
you and I did not overlap there.
No.
I met you after I left. I think we went out one night over at third base or something like that. But
we worked together at the Rough Riders. You went on sales calls with me at the Rough Riders.
I just don't
I
remember.
rode in your white SUV.
His was
went on-
black.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Was it black?
Yeah. I mean.
Wow, I'm losing it already. No, I promise you, Jay. I can tell you exactly where your office was whenever
Okay.
you worked there. Down the hall and to the left. Last one before
Well,
the end.
yeah, we told
That
you.
was
where
like
Jay,
that was like the third office that I had. Yeah, and maybe you were in
It was.
We
And I
made-
remember, hey, I was there when the lady broke the chair and you had to go deal with all that. I was there.
Very specific stuff. Down the hall and to the left, and when the lady broke the
when
chair.
the lady broke. It's okay.
Hey, let's
she
keep
broke
this
a
thing
stadium
rolling.
seat.
Yeah.
Hey,
She broke
we'll
a
agree.
stadium
We'll
seat.
agree to disagree. Let's keep this thing going.
I'm
We'll
going to find
agree
some
to disagree.
proof. It's coming on the next episode.
Okay.
Look for that in 2016.
All right. So Jay, how you been, buddy? What are you doing now?
So I'm doing awesome. I work for a surgical device company called Karl Storz Endoscopy. Very German company. We sell all sorts of medical device stuff. Anything used in surgery, any scopes, instruments that are used to cut, cauterize, to move, the cameras that go on there, the integration in the operating room. So I'm in the OR every morning. I love it. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and it's actually moved me. I had the opportunity back in October to take over a San Antonio territory where the guy here had been here for 15 years. So he got promoted, and this opened up a position, and they approached me about it. And my wife and I talked about it and said, yeah, let's go after it. So here I am. We're building a house down here right now. Our house is sold in Plano, but the house is not ready down here yet. So my wife and 2 little girls, that's right.
Wow, they're with
baby.
me too.
Oh, baby.
Kate is 2.5. Leighton is 10 months old, and they're awesome. And they're all living in Plano. So I'm doing the drive back and forth thing right now, and they will all join me here in February.
That's
Nice.
awesome. And
That's awesome.
And just so everybody knows, again, we probably haven't seen Jay in 5-6 years. I mean, it's
too damn long
since we've talked.
It's been a long time. I mean, life keeps us busy, but just so you guys know, Jay and I reconnected of all things on Twitter. Watching games one night, I said, man, I got to see what J-Ball's doing. It's Baylor football, as cold as TCU. And I hit him up. And we had a good exchange, kept it going, and found out he was a fan of the show and said, hell, let's bring this guy on.
At first, I thought Third and Long was like a Twitter bot. I didn't know. I didn't know that it was the show that I had been watching for so long on Twitter, and then it hit me that this is Tony Hunt, man. And he asked me how many overtimes. That was that Baylor TCU game where it was so rainy and just miserable, and neither offense got anything going, and it was just a miserable game to be a part of, especially at the end. He asked me how many overtimes that I thought there'd be, somewhere around 10 or something like that, and I told him I think there'd be probably 666 at the end of this, 666 overtimes. He thought that was pretty appropriate.
Yeah, only fitting. Now, how involved are you with Baylor football now? I know you are pretty, from what I saw, a radio show or something with those guys. What are you doing for Baylor now?
So I co-host the post-game call-in show for ESPN Central Texas after every Baylor football game. So Homer on the road, you can listen to us on ESPN 1660, which is ESPN Central Texas. I do that for the post-game show for the football team. For the baseball team, I do a handful of games, 5-6 games a year for Fox Sports Southwest, doing the color commentary for the Baylor baseball games whenever they're playing. Usually your Oklahomas, West Virginias, Texas, anything in Big 12 play, I'll do the color commentary for those games.
Nice. We've got a true insider.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
A true celebrity on the show.
Button this one up.
Celebrity on the show.
Wow. Woo.
I should probably throw on a better shirt here. I mean, presence is great.
Baby, brush that head of yours.
Golly. Cauliflower head needs to get going here. Jeez.
Okay.
I should have dolled this up a little bit here.
Yeah, buff it up. Let's go.
I mean, Jesse, you got to start looking good. You got basketball season coming up.
Oh, yeah, I'm feeling real good about myself now.
Until March Madness rolls around, and then it's...
I couldn't talk to anybody for about 3 months during football season.
Those trips to the water cooler were just little shots of water, weren't they?
Right.
Hey, well, at least you had the same amount of all Big 12 players as Texas did, so you can hang your hat on that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Point.
Nice.
Good point.
That's always a win.
We can all agree on that one. But yeah, so let's kick this thing off. We're gonna take a few minutes. That's gonna be Jay. Jay, you're gonna hang around with us all night tonight, buddy. I'm not gonna let you go. We got a lot of good stuff to cover. So hang tight. We'll be right back, and we'll talk Heisman and the newest winner, Mr. Henry. Stay tuned. So over the weekend, we crowned a new Heisman winner, Mr. Derrick Henry. It looks like he won pretty much overwhelming. He got almost 66% of the votes to win it. He had a pretty dominant season, running back for Alabama. I know, Jess, you and I talked quite a bit about Mr. McCaffrey putting up one hell of a fight, and he had quite the argument to win. But just kind of want to get your guys' thoughts, what you feel about the Heisman. Did it go to the right person? The 1, 2, 3. Just fill me in. What are you guys thinking about it?
I think ultimately it went to the right person. I mean, Derrick Henry definitely deserved it. He was the bell cow guy for him, basically carried them to where they are present day to that number 2 ranking into the SEC championship. So he should be rewarded for that without a doubt. And I think ranking definitely plays into it when, someone's awarded the Heisman. Christian McCaffrey, I mean, he broke Barry Sanders' all-time, all-purpose yardage record. And that's something that stood for going on almost 30 years. And, I think he was definitely deserving of it. But, what hurt him was, number one, they're on the West Coast. I don't think a lot of people really got an opportunity to see him shine. And the other aspect of it is, Stanford, isn't going to the college football playoff. So I think that ultimately is what kind of dragged him down. But Henry was a deserving winner for sure. I mean, that guy's a beast.
It all kind of switched a little bit after that Alabama-LSU game, didn't it? Because for so long, for the first part of the year, all you heard was Leonard Fournette, Leonard Fournette, Leonard Fournette.
Right.
And then all of a sudden that game he got stuffed, and you saw Henry really have an unbelievable game, and that kind of did a 180 on everything, and they went topsy-turvy on him. There you go.
Yeah,
I like that lead on.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to be asking you the questions. Why you got no credit card?
Why you ain't got no credit card?
Why you don't call the TVs on your neighbor's porch? Go over there and pick them up.
That's a Curb Your Enthusiasm reference out there for everybody that hadn't watched
Did I
it.
bring that in? Did you think I would?
That's quality.
The thing I was surprised most about was the gap between 3 and 4. I was surprised Baker Mayfield wasn't invited, but then when you looked at the voting and how it turned out, of course he wasn't invited. He only ended up with like 300 votes or something like that. So there was a wide margin between 3 and 4, wider than I ever expected there to be, because I thought Baker Mayfield had a heck of a year.
Yeah, he really did.
Right, especially leading that team to what they did. I mean, the goof up they had against Texas, chalk it up to a rivalry, however you want to do it, sleepwalking through the morning. I mean, for that guy to rally that team and keep them through that dominant performance they did the last half of the season was unreal. So I think he should have at least been there, at least represent OU in person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it makes you wonder the question, and we can get into it here in a little bit, but at what point does the Heisman become so individualized opposed to are you making your team better, right? And so Baker Mayfield was the prime example of the guy is out there leading his team, and so it was one that you would think, hey, this guy has a great opportunity. Henry, he's surrounded by talent, hell of a year, very deserving of winning the Heisman Trophy, but at some point, do you factor in, is this guy, and we had the conversation last episode on Tom Brady making his team better and being the greatest quarterback of all time because of that? At what point does that lead into Heisman Trophy consideration because you're making everybody around you better and your team is better because you're on it?
Right. No, you're absolutely right, and I think if you take him away from this Alabama team, I don't think they have the season that they did, especially if they can turn around and hand him the ball 40-plus times in a game, and he can produce over 200 yards. I mean, that's a pretty dominant performance. I think
you can say that about the top 4. Yeah, I think
sure,
you can
absolutely.
Say about Henry, you can say it about McCaffrey. He basically carried Stanford. Kevin Hogan isn't doing that much without McCaffrey. Same deal with Deshaun Watson. You know what I mean? He carried Clemson. He did a little bit of everything for Clemson as well, and Baker Mayfield as well.
Yep. And then, I mean, Henry's the first running back to win it since Ingram in 2009. Lately, it's been dominated by these dual threat quarterbacks, the RG3s of the world, Cam, Johnny. They've all torn it up, the last 5-6 years.
Nice Johnny reference.
Mariota.
Yeah, I had to do it. Mariota. Yeah, I had to do it. But it comes to the fact of it's kind of showing how young we are. But going back to the last 20 Heisman winners, who would you guys give the Heisman to of the Heisman? So who would be your Heisman of Heisman for the last 20? So Jay, go ahead. You tapped your buzzer first, buddy.
I did.
So
that was me doing that.
Yep.
So I did a little research. Went back and looked over the last 20 years of the Heisman, okay? And one of the most depressing things that I saw was that while I was in college for this many years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, victory lap.
Yeah, nice.
Ron Dane, Chris Winkie, Eric Crouch, Palmer, and Jason White. Palmer was a good player. Could you come up with 5 Heisman guys in there? I mean that
might be your bottom 5, damn near.
Right? I mean, Dane won for a Lifetime Achievement Award for better or worse, right? He won it over Michael Vick, Drew Brees, and Chad Pennington that year. Those 3 guys, okay? But Brees, Vick, and Pennington finished 3, 4, and 5. There was another quarterback that was ahead of them that finished as the runner-up. Who was it? I'll give you a hint. He played in the ACC. I'll give you another hint. He won the Davey O'Brien Award that year, too.
Wow.
I'll give you a third hint.
Oh, my
He played
God.
at Georgia Tech. I'll give you another hint. His name is Joe Hamilton.
Wow.
Who's Joe Hamilton?
Who the hell is Joe Hamilton?
I forgot about old Joe Hamilton.
I don't even know. I mean, going back and looking at this, I don't remember a thing about Joe Hamilton, and he was the runner-up that year. So, yeah, maybe Dwayne Wade, maybe Ron
Wow.
won for it being kind of a career-type thing, but I remember Breeze had a huge year that year. Pennington obviously did, and that was Vic's freshman year when they went to the title. And he that was back before freshmen really got a whole lot of votes, and so that.
Well, I remember a lot of people arguing that, right? I feel like a lot of people were like, Vic probably deserves this just based on numbers that year. But like you said, it really was kind of a.
But threw him out just because he was a freshman.
Right. Exactly. But if you go back, and I think basically because I'm usually right, I think you guys are going to agree with me on this. For my money, the last 20 years, going back and looking at it, it's got to be Cam Newton. Wow. I understand it was a one-year deal, but Auburn finished 8-5 the year before he got there, including 3-5 in the SEC. They win the national title, go 14-0, and then the year after he leaves, they go back to 8-5, 4-4 in the SEC. I don't think there's been a player that meant more to his team and had a better year for that team than Cam Newton.
Very valid argument.
Yeah, I'm in.
Over 50 touchdowns that year as well, too.
I mean, it's incredible. He had an unbelievable year that year. And, of course, I'm biased. I want to say RG3, but I know he wasn't the guy. I think it's Cam.
Yeah, and I was going to go down that Johnny path, but I just can't do it. I mean, his numbers were unbelievable when you talk about a freshman stepping in the SEC his first year.
So fun to watch, too.
Yeah, he threw for 3,700 yards, 26 touchdowns, ran for 1,400 yards, and had another 21 TDs on the ground. So just by stats alone. But the team, I mean, we didn't do much, so you couldn't really I think we went 9-3, 8-4 that year.
He had that signature win that year, though, right?
Over Bama, that's kind of put him on the map. But I went deeper in it. I went to the 98 season, and Jay, who was the Big 12 champs that year? I don't remember.
That was the year that A&M beat K-State with Sir Parker running along the sideline, 25 yards in overtime.
He got a touchdown! He got a touchdown!
And then let's send it to Dave Elmendorf. Well, Dave, I looked like he came up the near sideline and got him a touchdown. That's right.
That's just how it sounded. I mean, that's no stretch. But I went. My guy's Ricky Williams. That year he had on the ground and going for over 2,300 yards and 29 touchdowns. And granted, I think they finished third or fourth in the Big 12 that year. But what he did as a running back, and it was just unbelievable. The power he showed. He averaged almost 7 yards per carry. I think it's just unreal, right? What he did there. And you just don't see that out of a running back. I mean, we've only had, 2 in the last 10 years that have won the title. You know what I mean? So I think that dominance that he showed in 98 amongst these other guys, and I'd give it to Ricky. Granted, he's a head case now, but that's not the point. It's what they did on the field. Unbelievable. I'd give it to Ricky.
I think the first two guys that you've talked about are transcendent players simply because it was must-see TV. Even if you weren't a fan of Texas, if you weren't a fan of Auburn, you were tuning in to watch that game to see what they were going to do. And so the guy I'm going with is a year prior to Ricky Williams. I'm going with Charles Woodson in 1997. And he is the only primarily defensive player to have won the award ever in the history of it. He beat out Peyton Manning that year, of all people. And, he's also the last player to win the Heisman who wasn't a running back or a quarterback. And I think sometimes it does go beyond numbers because that year, coaches always preach, all three phases. We got to do it in all three phases. And he really had that signature game against Ohio State. Michigan was going in undefeated. Whoever wins that game goes to the Rose Bowl. They have a chance at a national title. And in that game against Ohio State, Woodson returned a punt 74 yards for a touchdown. He had a 37-yard catch that set up the only offensive touchdown of the game for Michigan. And then he also picked one off in the end zone. So that was kind of his signature moment. But he had 7 picks that year. And then you look after that, he's played 18 seasons in the NFL, and he's the only guy in the history of the league with over 60 interceptions and over 20 sacks. So just once-in-a-lifetime talent, and he proved it at every single level. So that's why I would give it to Charles Woodson.
That's a great case.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's 3 good cases.
Last choice.
I know, right? And you're all expecting a homer pick, right? No, I'm not picking Eric Crouch as the best Heisman winner.
Hey, you got a good case for it. Why not?
Okay.
Did he play UTSA?
What's up? No. Played for my other team, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, which I still think Tommy Frazier finishing second is a little of I don't know. We'll that's for a conversation on another episode. But and I do have a question for you, Jay, later on. But I am actually going to pick someone that I might get chastised a little bit for, but I think from the leadership perspective and what someone meant to a team, I'm picking Tim Tebow as the best Heisman Trophy winner here within this time period. And I think outside of stats, outside of what he did, he finished second, I think, in another Heisman, had 2 national championships. But what he meant to that program and what he did on the field and how he led the team made him somebody that if you took him away, much like Cam Newton, what do you have from that football team, right? And I think that that's something that you just can't – stats, you could have the greatest stats in the world. It's still an individualized stat. I think the all-round perspective of him, he had the stats to the leadership, to the passion, the heart, playing the game the right way. Did he transcend to be the greatest NFL player of all time? No. But a lot of those guys didn't. There are some outliers with Cam and Charles Woodson. Ricky Williams was kind of more of a bust in the NFL. But I'm picking Tebow from the Florida Gators as my pick for that.
I think it's a decent pick. I think if I had a runner-up that I was thinking about, and I'm surprised nobody kind of went with him. Maybe it was because it was later vacated, but Reggie Bush had an unbelievable career too. And watching that guy was insane. The quickness that he displayed and the lateral movement that he had, being able to dodge tackles. I don't think in college he ever got squared up. That shifty, and you want to talk about appointment television, he was that too, because that was your LA Pro team back then when you had the number of quarterbacks that came through, plus you had him and you had the wide receiver core that they had, Ryan Khalil on the offensive line, like that. Those teams were pro teams, but then you watch a guy like Reggie Bush who separated himself above those guys. I thought he deserved a little consideration too, but I think it's a great list. I don't think there's a wrong answer unless you picked Chris Winkie
or Troy Smith.
Or Troy Smith, yeah.
Troy Smith.
Well, and that was something else too. When we started looking over, the last 20 years of Heisman winners, and you look at the percentage of votes that these guys receive, Troy Smith still has the all-time record for most votes received. He won, 91%, somewhere in that neighborhood. So that just shows you how weak the Heisman selection was that year. I mean, who was the runner? I think it was Darren McFadden.
A sophomore Darren McFadden.
Yeah, so anyway you cut it that year, I know Ohio State ended up going the national title, and Troy Smith looked terrible in that national championship game. I mean, they just got obliterated by Florida. Mm-hmm. But he still, even statistically, it wasn't that impressive of a season. 30 touchdowns, 6 picks, not a lot on the ground. So, yeah, I completely agree with that. I think another guy that I kind of lean on was Marcus Mariota, and I still don't feel like he gets the credit that he deserved. Everything that he meant to that team and the stats that he put up, are just video game statistics. He only threw 4 picks on, upwards of almost 500 attempts, his Heisman season as well. So pretty impressive player.
So the 06 Heisman, this has to be the worst. It was Troy Smith followed up by Darren McFadden. Do you guys...
A sophomore, Darren McFadden, yeah.
Right. Number 3 was quarterback out of Notre Dame, Brady Quinn.
Yeah.
Steve Slayton, number 4, and then Mike Hart out of Michigan, number 5. What a bad year.
I think it's crazy if you, in looking at the Heisman, the Heisman winners and seeing their stats progress throughout the years. It's unbelievable to look at, let's say, 1995 to a 2015 stat range. The amount of stats that these offensive players are putting up now is just double, triple what these guys, back in 95 to 2000 were putting up. I think it's a testament to the offenses that we're seeing nowadays.
Well, that's what made this so difficult, is because the game has changed so much over the course of the past 20 years. You know what I mean? You get back into like 95, 96, it's Eddie George, and it's Ron Dane, and it's Ricky Williams. It's these power running games that dominated college football, and now it's all high flying. So that's what was impressive about Derrick Henry this year is it kind of took you back to those running backs, and that's what's kind of cool about the way Alabama plays too. It almost brought us full circle over that 20-year span.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's our Heisman amongst Heisman. I think that's a great debate. I think we could have made a case for each one of the Heisman, except for the bottom 5, which they don't even really belong. But that's our Heisman talk. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to take a break. Everyone refill their whiskey, refill your beer, whatever you need to do. We're going to roll right into bowl games and kind of a look into college football and the year that was. I know Jay's got a good recap of all 120 bowl games that we have this year. Stay tuned. Great talk. Now we're going to roll right into the end of college football. It's a sad time for us, but that means it's holiday time. And what we're going to do, I think this is a quick segment. We're going to be calling, well, not a quick segment, but we're going to be fired at will. We're going to be calling it, I don't know, what do I call this? Jabbing with Jay? I don't know. We got some funny stuff we can come up with.
Do you come up with that on the fly?
Lock and load with Lockett.
Lock and load.
There we go. Yeah.
So I'll edit out
load with Lockett.
But that looks good. Jay's going to take us through game 1 to game whatever. How many bowls we have this year? 40.
There's so many.
Unbelievable. I mean, Nebraska got in at 5-7, so I don't know what the hell's going on anymore.
Yeah, they sell a bunch of tickets. You got to remember that. So
there's going to be a couple games here that you guys are going to be really stretching on here, okay? But let's just start out on December 19th. That is what, 5? That's this weekend. That is 4 days from now. You have the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl.
Woo!
Woo! Can't wait. I'm counting down.
How do you put that on a ring? How do you put that on a ring?
Ryan Bipper.
You know what I mean? What do you put on the ring for your winning of that bowl game?
AFRCB, baby. The Air Force Reserve
The champs. AFRCB champs.
Yeah. So that
I thought they were handing out like wings or something, right?
You think they would, right? That pins Alcorn State versus North Carolina A&T, okay? The notable alumni for this team, Alcorn State. Who is it? You know who it is?
No chance. I got nothing.
Air McNair.
Steve McNair.
Oh, the late.
You got Air McNair, who was fatally
McNair.
shot by his mistress in a murder-suicide after she became suspicious that he was having another extramarital affair with another woman. Right?
Wow.
North Carolina.
Man, this dude is going into the archives.
Hold on. North Carolina A&T had their own McNair. This is Dr. Ronald McNair. Now, Dr. McNair was a physicist at MIT who would become the second African-American astronaut to fly in space. Now, moment of silence. He would go on to perish in the Challenger explosion.
So this is the Death Bowl.
Okay, you absolutely did just walk all over his moment of silence, but that is okay. The guy has a crater on the moon named after him, not to mention countless schools across the country, including one in Denton and one in Dallas. Advantage, North Carolina A&T. Give me North Carolina A&T.
A&T.
I'll take the dude who walked on the moon.
I think that's A&T.
Jay has gone way too in-depth on this game. I'm sticking with him. I'm taking A&T.
Okay, so this is the McNair Squared Bowl.
Okay, we're going to keep going.
So for me, I'm going to have to go. I'm going to be a naysayer on this. I'm going Alcorn all the way, baby. Air McNair.
Yeah, you are all about the extramarital affairs and murder-suicides. I get it.
None of that, but he was a great NFL player.
Later that day, we have the Gildan New Mexico Bowl, which is Arizona versus New Mexico. Bob Davie leads New Mexico to their first bowl game since 2007. This is essentially a home game for them. New Mexico also beat Boise State this year up in Idaho, which is no easy task. Give me the Lobos.
They got
Arizona,
some really good.
New Mexico.
They got some good-looking women out there in Arizona. Give me Arizona.
Arizona.
I'm really judging this on their football skills.
I'll tell you, Gildan really makes a strong garment, just a real quality garment. I'm going Arizona.
Yes, that was great rationale. Love it.
Jeez.
This is great, Jay. Keep
I
this
don't know
going.
how we're going to hold
awesome.
this together for all 40 picks here.
Andy, have you already picked?
Yeah, Arizona.
Okay, good. The Royals
And so,
purple.
Jay, you don't even need to ask them. Whatever the majority is, that's Andy's
Fair
pick.
enough. Fair enough.
No.
The Royal Purple Las Vegas Bowl. It's a color. Just go with it. The Royal Purple Las Vegas Bowl.
This is the holy war in the city of sin.
Yes, that's exactly right. There you go.
Boom.
Bronco
There we go.
Mendenhall's last game with BYU, he stuck around for the bowl game versus Kyle Whittingham, who's 7-1 in bowl games. Give me the Utes.
Boom. I'm following suit. The Utes. I've been on that train all year. I think they're having a great year. So, give me the Utes, baby.
Not because everyone's picking them, but I'm picking the Utes just because they've had a great year.
Classic. Yeah, I'm going Utah on this. They've kind of tapered off here lately, but I'm going Utes.
The
Raycom your upset special later on.
Camellia Bowl. The Raycom Media Camellia Bowl. Ohio versus Appalachian State. I don't care for the University of Ohio. Too many people went to Ohio, but actually root for Ohio State.
Yes.
We know plenty of those people.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
No need to name names.
Not naming any names. Give me Appalachian State.
Boom.
Yep, they're still riding high over that win over Michigan. Kinda. Give me Appalachian State.
Why not?
Ohio.
Okay.
Oh, wow. There he goes. There he goes.
San Jose State versus
Yes, go.
Georgia State.
Yes.
Go Bobcats,
Come
go.
on.
Next, go. San Jose State.
Go.
San Jose State versus Georgia State in the Cure Bowl. That's right. Robert Smith from the Cure stepped up financially and got another bowl into the mix. However far away, I will always love you. Come on, you know that. The Cure? Nobody's with me?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You're like a chameleon.
I will always love San Jose State, only because I don't want that coach from Georgia State falling off his rolling stool anymore.
I'm with you.
Okay, good.
Wait.
Give me San Jose State. That was when they
4? What?
They beat Baylor in the opening round, and he fell off his stool.
Basketball, yeah.
He had broken his leg.
Oh,
Yeah, T
yeah.
was with
That's
you,
right.
then you
That's
lost
right.
him, and then now he's back.
Yeah.
You flipped it on me, and then woo, woo, woo.
What are the teams playing in this bowl
I'll
game?
pick team
San
B.
Jose State, Georgia State. San Jose State,
Perfect.
Georgia State.
Georgia State, sure.
San Jose State, sure.
Georgia State, sure.
There you go.
All
RNL
right.
Carriers.
The Sure Bowl.
We move on to December 21st. We have the Miami Beach Bowl.
Ooh, yeah.
This is Western Kentucky versus South Florida. Okay, now you're starting to lose me a little bit because my eyes are starting to drift off and close a little bit. Western Kentucky, South Florida in a beach bowl. Not the Peach Bowl, but a beach bowl.
Oh, beach. Are you saying beach or peach?
Beach, not peach. Beach.
Oh.
I'm sorry, you're saying
Beach or peach?
It's at Marlins Park, which is the 30th ranked Major League Baseball park in the nation. The only thing worse than the matchup is the park.
That's real talk.
Give me South Florida?
I'll take the Marlins in extra innings.
Yeah, that exactly was a question.
Tony's going with the Marlins.
In extras, though.
The Marlins and extras. Don't forget. Okay.
All right.
I think it's to South Florida.
Yeah, there.
Okay,
South
there you
Florida?
go. Let's go on to the next day, December
I'm
22nd.
not even going to pick on that one. I don't even care. Next.
Yes, just get in there. Just fire at will, buddy.
Yeah, start having your voice be heard. Let's
Idaho
go.
Potato Bowl. This is one of everybody's favorite names, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
Nice.
This
Who
is,
doesn't love a good potato?
that's exactly right. Potato, Akron. This is versus Utah State.
Oh,
Either
Steve
way-
McNair Bowl?
Either way, this is Akron.
Oh,
Either way,
sorry.
you don't lose to a team that is used to playing on weeknights. And I can't remember the last time Utah State played on a Saturday. Every time you turn on ESPN2 on a Friday night, it's Utah State playing. Give me Utah State.
Or the
I'm
team.
going Utah State.
Akron Aiken.
Oh,
for me.
Utah State. Yep. Yeah,
There
I
you
don't
go.
want the.
I'll be the outlier.
December 23rd, the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl.
Yes!
Woo! Take a breath.
Love them.
Woo, that's.
San Diego,
Who did you take on that last one?
me?
Temple. No, Benny.
Me, Temple. Benny Temple.
All right. I don't know who Tony took.
You took Pablo Escobar.
Yeah. Then you said.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're
Next.
losing him.
Come back. I got a thing. In fact, speaking of
Bring it in.
Pablo Escobar, in the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl, you'll find Boise State versus Northern Illinois. Now, Northern Illinois I just want some of that action, boss. All famous alumni include Wood Harris, who is better known as Avon Barksdale. Anybody there with me on Avon
liar.
Barksdale? Who is a much better drug runner than other notable alum, Sam Hurd.
Oh, wow. Went there
I see
with
your
it.
tie-in. I see what
Yeah,
you did there.
I like
See,
it.
I was leading you into this. I knew this
Give me
game was
Boise
coming.
State.
Yeah.
I see what
Yeah.
you guys did.
Yep, I love Boise State too. Give me Boise State.
Northern Illinois.
All right, I'm going Boise.
The GoDaddy Bowl. GoDaddy. GoDaddy.
Nice.
Give
Danica
me
Patrick
Dana.
gonna be there? Yeah.
Georgian Southern versus Bowling
Georgian?
Green. Georgia Southern.
Oh, I thought they changed it to Georgian Southern.
No, not this time. Not this time.
Oh, okay. Next game. Got it.
Georgia Southern versus Bowling Green. Georgia Southern brought us the president and founder of Chick-fil-A, Daniel Cathy. So I know what you're thinking, he's going to pick GSU, but nope, give me Bowling Green because Georgia Southern also gave us Luke Bryan. And you know who likes Luke Bryan? I guarantee you Justin Ramquist likes Luke Bryan. He's probably listening to it right now.
All right, dang it, look at my cowboy hat and Luke Bryan status.
I've
I
traded
love
in my
country
old
girls
skinny
taking
for Luke
jeans.
Bryan.
Give me my skinny jeans.
I see what you did, Jay. You kicked the anthill. Well done, sir. Shit, I already forgot who we were picking.
Georgia
Hey, I'll
Southern
take
and
Georgia.
Bowling Green.
I'll take Georgia Southern based
I
on
like
the
Bowling
fact that I
Green.
know
Give me
the
Bowling
alum.
Green. I know the alum.
All right,
Yeah.
the Popeyes Bahamas Bowl.
Oh,
I'm telling you it's a bowl. The Popeyes
Those
New
two
Orleans,
don't seem like they would mix
this is
together.
like
Bahamas
back-to-back
Bowl.
chicken bowls.
right? There's just way too
I'm
many.
just confused
I
by the
didn't
marketing
research
on that
anything
one.
on this one. Middle Tennessee versus Western Michigan.
Go.
Western Michigan.
Middle Tennessee.
Middle Tennessee. Murfreesboro.
Hawaii Bowl. Christmas Eve. San Diego State, Cincinnati. Gather your family around the fire on Christmas Eve and watch San Diego, Cincinnati, because even Santa ain't watching this one.
San Diego State.
Give me the Aztecas. San Diego State.
I'm married to a Bearcat alum. I'm going Bearcats.
Boom.
Wow, sellout.
Hyundai Sun Bowl. Miami, Washington State. Leach is back in West Texas. Miami does not have a coach. Give me Washington State University.
Give me the Pirates. Leach's
I'll take
crew.
Miami. I hate them, but just to be different.
Come on, Jess. He's a pirate, man. You don't know?
I'm going Washington State.
The Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl. Have y'all ever had Zaxby's?
It's great.
Overrated.
It's great. I think it's great.
It is so bad. And it's weird to have a
I think
bowl
it's good.
sponsored by a company that's not even in that city. Where is the Zaxby's in Dallas?
No clue.
Nowhere.
There's one right down the street in the colony
Zaxby's
here.
Heart of Dallas Bowl. Right down what street?
That's the colony. He wants to know
Yeah,
in,
but there's a Zaxby's
in the
chicken
heart
right
of Dallas.
there.
Where's Zaxby's?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't venture
So it's
down
like
to
in your upper
the south
left
side of
cavity
Dallas.
of Dallas Bowl.
Right. But
Washington
there is physically
versus
one in
Southern
the greater Dallas area.
Give me Washington.
What teams are playing?
Washington Southern Miss.
Washington
Oh,
for
God.
sure.
Yeah,
That's
Washington.
Peterson's new squad. right?
Washington across.
Yeah.
In the New Era Pinstripe Bowl, it is a quality matchup of college basketball versus Indiana versus Duke. But we gotta play football.
Duke.
Indiana was
Duke.
good.
Dukies.
Yeah, give me Duke.
I'll round it out. Go ahead, give me Duke.
The Camping World Independence Bowl.
Yes.
Gosh.
This used to be the Duck Dynasty Independence Bowl or something like that. This
They
is a
gone.
report. This is Tulsa versus Va Tech, Virginia.
Va-Tech.
I
Va
remember
Tech.
RRVO1 back in the online dynasty days. Mr. Jesse Logan used to run Virginia Tech, and he ran them hard. Who was your quarterback? Who was that tight end?
Logan Thomas.
Logan Thomas.
Just winning
You
Heisman's
can't
all
move a
over
tight end to quarterback. You
Hey,
can't move
actually,
a tight end to quarterback.
I want to retract my Charles Woodson. Logan Thomas is the greatest Heisman Trophy winner of the last 20 years.
Throwing seam routes.
Oh, man.
Throwing seam routes. Tulsa lost their co-offensive coordinator to Texas after the biggest debacle ever. This is Beamer's last game. Give me Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I'm going Bot Tech.
Yep, same here.
Kind of a
Love
compelling
Love
matchup.
Beamer.
though. Yeah.
Love Beamer.
Foster
Tech, yeah.
Farms Bowl. That's right. No, Who's playing in the
bowls
Foster
do we
Farm?
have here?
Who's playing in the Foster's Farm Bowl, Andy?
No clue. Couldn't even
Wow.
save my life.
What
I'm
a
telling you.
fan. It's UCLA versus Nebraska.
Oh,
Stunned him.
they're 5-7. What I hope is that they'll let us count our spring game as a win, and if we win in this bowl, we can get back to 500.
We're playing at Levi's Stadium out in Santa Clara.
You know I'm taking the Huskers. Doesn't even matter.
But the problem is this game kicks off at 9:15 on ESPN. What are the chances I get to the second quarter?
None. No chance.
Still give me UCLA.
Huskers.
Ukla, Soso Jumbo.
I'll go Nebraska.
Nice. Thanks, Jay. Or Jesse.
The Military Bowl, presented by Northrop Grumman? Sure. Pittsburgh versus Navy in Annapolis, Maryland. That's right. Pittsburgh versus Navy in Annapolis. Navy does not lose the Military Bowl. The only thing they have going against them is this game has to be played on land.
I like what you did there.
Thank you. Give me Navy.
I'm going Navy.
Navy. Round it out, T. Let's go.
Yep.
All right, the
Keep
Quick
going.
Lane Bowl. This is Central Michigan and Minnesota, even though I could have sworn to you the Quick Lane Bowl is where Tony rolled a 275.
Boom! Jay, pull the arrow out.
Yeah, I was the one who invented that. I invented that like 5 years ago.
Hey, quick story. Jesse's
Oh,
wife.
wow. It's not long
Actually,
enough.
I
Let's say
kept that
story.
jersey that we had with her name signed on the sleeve. She got to wear that to one of her school events. So
Yeah.
whatever, this
You
guy
need a bowling shirt.
made it to some elementary school.
I'm not going to lie to you. My wife is so tired of seeing the Team Boss T-shirt because I sleep in it every night. The most comfortable T-shirt I own.
Oh,
So
some
anyway,
great
this
times.
is the Quick Lane Bowl up in Detroit, Central Michigan versus Minnesota.
I'm going Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Give me the Gophers.
Boys, I swear to you, we're getting there. We're at December 29th. You just got to trust me on this one, okay?
Did everybody take Minnesota on that?
Yes.
Or next?
The
didn't
Lockheed
pick.
Martin Armed Forces Bowl, California versus Air Force. Give me Cal. Sonny Dykes got his extension. He's got his quarterback in Jared Goff. Air Force.
Hopefully he comes out and goes to the Cowboys. I would
Oh,
take
my
golf to the Cowboys. That's for another day, but I'll take Cal.
Okay.
I'm going Cal.
Cal.
In what has been voted the sixth best
Hey, you're doing great, buddy.
bowl
Keep going.
of the 2015 bowl season, you have the Russell Athletic Bowl, which is North Carolina and Baylor. I wish it was the Athletic Seth Russell Bowl, but it's not. It's not even the freshman Jarrett Stidham Bowl. It's the Flash in a Pan Chris Johnson / Wildcat Bowl. UNC is too good. Their offense is second in the nation in terms of yards per play, second to Baylor. But this ain't going to go good for us. Plus, Art Briles and Bowles recently is going to give me UNC.
He did it.
I'm
going
taking
UNC.
Baylor just because I respect him for picking against his team, so I'll pick for him. I'll take Baylor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sympathy.
So what? Stidham's foot still broken?
Yeah. He had an MRI today. It looks like it's healing, and apparently it's kind of 50-50 as if he's still going to play or not. And I think Chris Johnson, when he came in against Oklahoma State, you have those guys who the kind of the natural athletic ability takes over. When you go in, you're put into a situation, you perform really well. Then when you have a week to prepare and to think about it, it almost becomes a little bit too much. I think that's kind of the situation. If you ask me.
And it was 35 and pouring
No
down
doubt. But
rain.
then how do you explain how poorly he played against Texas to start that game?
That's true.
That was awful. So
Yep.
I just, without having a
too
short
shady.
quarterback, I don't feel good about that game.
Yeah, I mean, if
No,
Stidham,
no,
if
no,
Stidham was in there, I think
I
I'd
agree.
take Baylor. But with him not in there, UNC's just got too much firepower.
I agree.
Tar Heels.
The Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl, and it hurts me to do that, by the way. I hope you all know how much that hurt.
I
me.
know, buddy.
The
Do you need
Nova
us to
Home-
finish it for you? Do you need to take a minute?
Yeah, the Home Loans Arizona Bowl, Nevada versus Colorado State. Who cares?
Yeah, give me a home team.
Okay, which could be Colorado State.
Okay.
Sure, Nevada.
Now, here
I'm
we
just going
go.
to randomize that for you guys.
Yeah,
With the
perfect.
Advocare V100 Texas Bowl. This is LSU versus Texas Tech. Again, a 9 o'clock kickoff on ESPN. You're killing me. Killing me. Tech is replacing 5 5 coaches that have been let go since the end of the season. Their defense is a joke. Mahomes has been able to kind of move the ball for them, but LSU doesn't have a quarterback. But I think Leonard Fournette can run for 632 yards against that front seven of Texas Tech. Give me LSU.
Yep, this fan's a big fan of Fournette, so I think he goes out with a bang to finish the season, runs all over the Red Raiders. So give me the Tigers.
LSU.
Yeah, I'm going LSU.
December 30th. We're almost to New Year's Eve. The Birmingham Bowl. This is Auburn versus Memphis. Tony, feel free to edit any of this out in post.
You got it, buddy.
Home Bowl. NC State versus Mississippi State. This is being played in North Carolina. Mississippi State has Dak Prescott. They're playing in North Carolina. However, Mississippi State has been better on the road than they have been at home. They're 4-1 on the road this year. So give me Mississippi State.
Yep. Shout out to our boy Stingray. Dak attack. Give it to me. Mississippi State.
Mississippi State.
The Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl. This is Tony's Fighting Texas Aggies versus the Louisville Cardinal. This is in Nashville. This is 7 o'clock on ESPN.
Look, I'll take this one.
Go ahead.
Hang on. So, Jay, I feel your pain, buddy.
Yeah.
But I'm going to reach out here to all Ags. We're in trouble. We are in trouble. This isn't looking good. Kyle Allen just left us.
Service announcement.
We don't know what's going to be happening with our offense. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. In my heart of hearts.
Jake?
Huh?
Do you trust Jake?
I don't know. I can't say that here. I don't know. It's bad. It's not looking good. I don't know what to do. I don't know where our head's at for this bowl game. What's Kyler going to do? I don't know. I really don't know. I think Louisville's been playing down the stretch better, and we just don't know what to do. So I think Louisville's going to take this one from us. Even though Sumlin is one hell of a bowl coach, he hasn't lost since he's been with us. I just think we're a lost team right now, and Louisville's going to take this one, boys. That really hurts.
Wow.
That's a stinger.
I can feel you, Johnny.
Yeah.
I can feel it. Yeah. Go ahead and move on to the next
Cuts
bowl
like
game.
a knife.
I'm going A&M. I'm going A&M in that one. But I can say vicariously, I've never seen Tony be so interested in A&M basketball, even when football season is taking place, which is just really a mind blower.
Offensive struggles have hurt. You've got a lot of promise on that defense, especially in the front in the front four. It could be if you can keep it a low-scoring game, A&M has a good shot in that game.
Thanks, buddy.
Let's go to the Holiday Bowl. USC versus Wisconsin.
Hey, hold on. Before we leave, about basketball, Jay,
yes.
Do you remember Donald Sloan?
Talking about the Holiday Bowl. USC versus Wisconsin. San Diego, Qualcomm Stadium. This is a 10:30 kickoff.
The baptism.
Poor folks in Wisconsin, how are they even going to watch that game? USC playing in California. They got Clay Helton at the helm for good now. Give me USC.
That's a hell of a dodge, buddy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on. All right, we'll keep going. Sorry.
Benny, what is that?
Yeah, what are you doing,
bro?
What is he doing? Two
$5.
what?
Oh, victory. Okay.
Oh.
Dude, do you watch any college football? USC.
Okay, Tony, who are you going with?
Jeez.
All right.
I'm trying to keep the show just.
Give me Sark After Dark.
There you go. Sark is.
You even watch college football, bro?
What? V, bro.
Tony, do we need to take a little time out here before we get back to the New Year's Eve bowls? Or just keep powering through it? Dummy.
Take a break. Let's take a break.
Yeah, take time out. Woo! Take time out. We're gonna come back. We've made it through 98 bowls. We got about 6 more to go. We're gonna be wrapping it up with the playoff and moving into the New Year's Bowl. So hang with us. We'll be right back. Picks. We're gonna skip through a few of these games. We're gonna leave it off. Jay, let us know what games we're gonna fly right through. But we're gonna dig into the meat of this season and round out these bowl pick'ems. So Jay, take it away, buddy.
Let's go to New Year's Eve. Your very first game on New Year's Eve is going to be your Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, not the Beach Bowl, but the Peach Bowl. This is an interesting matchup. This is Houston versus Florida State. I know Tom Herman will be coaching with a new contract as well as a new grill. That's pretty cool.
Paul Wall.
Right. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they do against Florida State. Give me Houston.
Wow.
Ooh, yes, I'm a big fan of
Very
Mr.
bold.
Herman.
I like it.
Hey, if Houston can slow down Dalvin Cook, who almost went for 2,000 yards himself this season for Florida State, I think they can do it. So give me the Cougs as well.
Florida State.
Yeah, that's a big if trying to slow down Dalvin Cook. I'm going Florida State.
In your first playoff semifinal at the Capital One Orange Bowl, you have number 4 Oklahoma versus number 1 Clemson. I have 2 words for you. Mayfield, magic. I think that guy is incredible. I think the ability for him to extend plays beyond what they really should be, plus you have the 3-headed beast with him and Sterling Shepard and Samaje Perine. Neither one of those guys were, you look at those 3. You had Perine out there last year. You missed Shepard for the end of it. Baker Mayfield has transformed this team. I'm going Oklahoma.
All I got to say is redemption.
From last
They're
year?
out for – yes, you got it.
Absolutely.
No, you don't tell me that they don't remember or they've forgotten about that 41-7 blowout last season. They are out for blood. Give me OU. We seen what this team could do when they're pissed off.
Yeah, Boomer Sooner.
All right. Well, I'm going against the grain on this one. I got 2 words for you. Shaq Lawson, 6'3", 270. He's going to be bearing down on Baker all game. Clemson wins it.
That night, you have the second of your semifinals of your college football playoff at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. That's number 3 Michigan State versus number 2 Alabama. Michigan State, I think. How healthy is Connor Cook? Quarterback play is going to be key. Give me Michigan State.
Wow. I think I want to see Saban versus Stoops. I think Bama's defense is just going to be bearing down on these guys. So, give me Bama.
Yeah, I think Alabama's defense is going to be too strong. Michigan State has shown at times that they struggle to move the ball. Like you said, it's a lot of it's going to hinge on their quarterback play. So, I'm going Bama in that one.
Okay, I didn't hear Jesse, but we'll go on. January 1st, New Year's Day, Outback Bowl, Northwestern versus
Bama.
Tennessee. There it is. Welcome back to the show. Outback Bowl, Northwestern versus Tennessee on January 1st. Give me Northwestern.
Yeah, Northwestern.
Yeah. I just don't think Tennessee's got it this year. Give me Northwestern as well. I think they're a really, really well-coached team.
I'm going Tennessee.
In the SEC East, we're going to stay there with the Buffalo Wild Wings Citrus Bowl. Michigan versus Florida in Orlando. I still think the Fighting Khakis can win this one.
Khakis.
Yeah, Florida will be lucky to probably score 3 points. So give me the Khakis.
In the Battle Frog Fiesta Bowl, which, by the way, what is Battle Frog? I thought that was one of TCU's uniform combos.
But it's Tough Mudder.
Yeah, it's essentially Tough Mudder. I don't know where they came up with the money for this.
Notre Dame versus Ohio State. They're in the University of Phoenix Stadium there in Glendale, Arizona. Notre Dame, Ohio State. Give me Ohio State.
Wow. I'm really not a fan.
I can't stand Ohio State.
Really not a fan of the Buckeyes. Sorry, Hamler, but I'm choosing against somebody. Give me the Irish. Love the Catholics.
No, Notre Dame simply because I think Ohio State's not going to be happy that they're playing in this bowl game. They had bigger aspirations for the season, and it's one that wants to be there and one that doesn't want to be there. So.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Ohio State either. Notre Dame has persevered through a lot this year, but I'm going Ohio State. Just hand the ball off to Ezekiel Elliott, and you'll be good.
Yeah, that's if they hand the ball to Ezekiel Elliott.
The Rose Bowl game presented by Northwestern Mutual, that is Stanford versus Iowa. Give me Stanford. I don't think Iowa can hold up. I don't think they can hang in there, and I don't think they can deal with Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of the better games of the new year. Give me Iowa. I do think they're going to gain some respect in this game by winning it and taking the Rose Bowl and crowning off a great season. So give me Iowa.
Yeah, I'm going Iowa as well. I think their team is it's pretty stout this year, and think that they can complete this.
I'm going with my boy Christian, Stanford.
The All-State Sugar Bowl presents Oklahoma State versus Ole Miss. It kind of depends on which Chad Kelly shows up, and with the game being in the Big Easy, I think we know which one it will be. Give me the Pokes.
Pokes as well. I think Ole Miss have gotten lucky every game they've played, so give me the Pokes.
I'm a man. I'm picking the Pokes.
All right, yeah, I'm going Oklahoma State.
The Valero Alamo Bowl.
Try to keep it interesting. Keep our viewers
Here in San Antonio, the Valero Alamo Bowl.
Oh, nice. You going to that one, Jay?
I might. That's 6:45 on that night. TCU hasn't played since they played Baylor the day after Thanksgiving. I think that's given Boykin enough time to heal from his injury when he clearly wasn't himself against Baylor in the rain, even though they ended up winning that game. Oregon's been playing much better ball in the second half of the season. You look at this Alamo Bowl, you've had 5 times the Pac-12 has been matched up against the Big 12. It's 3-2 advantage Big 12 right now. However, I think this year it will end up being 3-3. I think Oregon will beat TCU this year simply because Oregon was my team in our online dynasty.
Give me Oregon just picked up a huge JUCO transfer at quarterback, and they're riding high. And I, too, loved Oregon in our dynasty just because all those uni combos. Give us something new. Give me the Ducks.
The Fighting Nikes.
I'll take the Horned Frogs. So.
Yeah, both quarterbacks have gone through some health concerns, but Vernon Adams, when he's been healthy, he's been one of the better quarterbacks out there for Oregon. So I'm going Oregon in this.
So that brings us to January 11th, Monday night, 8:30, Glendale, Arizona, University of Phoenix Stadium. This is the College Football Playoff National Championship presented by AT&T. Most of you guys have Oklahoma and Alabama. I have myself Oklahoma versus Michigan State. I think the three-headed monster of Mayfield, Pirine, and Shepard is playing unbelievable football right now. I think they are the toughest team in the nation to beat right now. It weirds me out to say it, but I think Oklahoma wins the national title.
A stunned audience. No one said a damn word.
So Jay, I'm right there with you, buddy. I've got Oklahoma versus Alabama, and I think this is going to be a battle of quarterbacks who can pull their team through. And I think if you're a betting man, you bet on Baker. So I too am rolling with the 4 seed again for this season, and I'm taking the Sooners. Wow, that's weird to say.
Isn't it
with
weird?
you. Wow, that is weird. I never thought I'd be saying that with Bob Stoops there still.
Especially in the first week of October.
Yeah. Wow, that is weird. But agreed, they're going to be tough. That's going to be one hell of a game. If it happens.
Jesse.
All right, so for me, I have Clemson against Alabama, offense against defense. Nick Saban has typically found a way to get things done, but Dabo Swinney, he's going to buck the trend. All this Clemsoning talk, they're going to run the table. They're going to win the national championship. Prove everybody wrong.
Bam.
Man.
Oh, was that a dab?
You see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
I had Oklahoma taking on Alabama.
Open your eyes, Andy. Open your eyes.
I'm going to go against the grain. And
the Panda Man.
We're going to take Nick Saban in Alabama just so that we can.
You got a mouse in your pocket?
So.
That's the we.
No.
Get somebody in there with us.
So there is our bowl recap. Jay and I both took the Sooners. Jesse took Clemson. Andy, I'm sorry, I was just not listening. So if you can go ahead and repeat your winner again for us.
No, you'll watch all through the hour and 15 minutes of this show, and you can pick it up.
Okay, all right, great. Okay, so we've got one last thing we've got to do with our guest pickers, our guest that join us. Weird. So I'm setting it up for the next segment. We're going to be picking through 4 NFL games. We're going to fire them right at you, Jay, and see how you stack up against our other our celebrity guests. So hang with us. We've got about 5 minutes left. We're coming right back.
Welcome back to Third and Long. Jesse Logan, Tony Hunt, Andy Benedict, and of course, our special guest, Jay Lockett. Now we're just going to throw 4 random NFL games at him. He's going to have to rapid-fire pick on these. If you want to, give us a brief synopsis, very brief, on why you're going the way you're going.
Okay.
All right. So the first game, initiating the randomizer, beep, boop, 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 boop. Panthers at the Giants. Carolina, 5-point favorites. Do they stay undefeated?
Boom, let's go.
Oh, dabbed it. We're moving quickly. Yes.
Boom.
Faster than
All
college.
right.
They say it's a faster game when you go to the NFL.
Broncos going to Heinz Field, keeping Osweiler at the quarterback. Steelers 7-point favorites at home.
Yeah, give me the Steelers at home.
All right, Cardinals and the Eagles. Cardinals 3.5 point favorites. Eagles at home in that one.
Even though they're at home, I don't think Chip Kelly's team is anywhere near prepared to play against the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals in this one.
All right, even line, Bills at the Redskins.
Oh, boy. You know, by the way, that's first place Redskins, by the way. Isn't that weird?
First place Washington Redskins.
The worst conference, worst division in football, and yet you look at Buffalo and what have they done? You know, you want to say they have a good defensive line, but man, that's a straight up pick 'em. Give me the Bills.
Going Bills.
That's 4-0, baby. That's 4-0.
Wow.
There you have it. Quick recap. Panthers over the Giants. He's going Bills over the Redskins. He's going Steelers over Broncos. And Cardinals over
the Cardinals.
Got it.
Got it. So that's going to do it. That's going to do it for our picks. Again, so everyone knows we've had shotgunning with Charbel, brought us a 2-2 record. Our buddy from the Houston Rockets, Andrew Sidney, went 0 for 4. So we'll see what Mr. Jay Lockett can bring to the table battling with those two. Hopefully he can do better than 500. But that's going to do it for the show this week, Episode 8. We ran through a lot. We went through college football. We took a review of seasons. We went through 120 bowl games, it feels like. So hopefully when we go through the edit, there's only about 7 in there, but we'll see what happens. But Jay, thank you so much for joining. You really brought some extra life to this show that we've been lacking for the last few weeks.
Hardly. I love watching you guys, and I appreciate you guys having me on. And Andy, again, good to meet you again. And
appreciate it, man. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, and you guys can all want to follow Jay. Jay, tell them what your Twitter handle is so they can all follow you.
Hit me up on Twitter at Jaybo39. At Jaybo39. Jaybo.
Yep, you guys follow Jay. Yeah, he does some really good stuff throughout football season. He keeps you in touch with Baylor Athletics. So give Jaybo a follow. Some really good stuff. Again, Jay, we really do appreciate it. Andy, Jesse, like always, thanks for joining me. We'll see you guys again. Take it easy.
Topsy-turvy that mode.
Topsy-turvy that mode.
It's third and